Hey, peace world. Get my wife's stuff up out of here. There we go. Hey, peace world. Had to come back and check in with some bite down boxing content, schedule, schedule information. But a big fight. I'm not trying to shield for DAZN boxing whatsoever. But I have to admit, even though the monthly subscription is maybe $7 or $8 more than Showtime, right now I don't have Showtime, and it's killing me. Had a good relationship with Showtime for several years, but I'm doing different things right now, looking at my money differently, and I'm just more comfortable with the zone. Now that's throw the disclaimer out there that I've gone from the annual subscription for $99. Right now, I'm kind of on a monthly thing with the zone because I'm looking at things differently right now with my money. So they're in a hot part of their calendar right now. I think they've been marketing this as fight season. But anyway, without further ado, one of the fights that I'm paying close attention to this weekend on the undercard, again, one of my favorite areas to focus on in boxing, are the up-and-coming fighters, are those guys trying to become prospects and work themselves into contention, and so on and so forth. And an interesting storyline, especially with what's going on in the headlines right now with athletes and mental health, men and mental health, celebrities and mental health, all of the focus on that right now. There's actually a young man that's making his return this weekend, and he popped up with a mental health episode last year that was very concerning. Real talk. And I'm talking about Austin Ammo Williams, middleweight undefeated. I believe he's 8-0. He returns to the ring this weekend against a pretty tough challenge in Quatavious Cash. Because Cash is a guy that's kind of making his last bid at breaking through. Since I know he got involved with some friends of the channel, Victory Sports. I don't know if he's still with them or not, but they were instrumental in getting him onto ESPN, and now here he is, with the date on DAZN. But back to Ammo Williams. Last year in his last fight, he soundly defeated longtime veteran Dennis Doglin. Excellent outing for Ammo Williams. And I thought it was kind of a coming of age fight. And then a couple of weeks later, the brother just went ballistic on his Instagram account and made some nasty comments about his promoter, Eddie Hearn. Called him, all kind of names, and the content really didn't make a lot of sense, and then all of the photos and everything were deleted from the account, and he just went into darkness for a minute. And I was wondering if the relationship would resume after he made such strong comments against Eddie Hearn. We saw he flew on a private jet a couple of years ago. He flew over to the UK with Eddie Hearn and got like some one-on-one FaceTime and all of that type of stuff. So when he had this public falling out with him, I was wondering if the relationship could survive that. Apparently it has. But anyway, this will be on the undercard of Haney and Diaz Jr. So I just want to see what the kid can come back to the ring and do. Again, that's a very interesting opponent in Quatavious Cash, who's 14-2. I think he's 29 years old. I know he fought Marcos Hernandez, who you just saw Anthony Durrell knock out on the Plant and Canelo and Plant card. He was on the Contender Series, I believe. So we'll see if young Ammo can continue to take his career to the next step. And this is kind of timely. One thing I was talking about on the Teofimo Lopez video, I kind of danced around it. But what's going on with that young man's mental health? And I couldn't think of the football player who's had an issue lately But it was wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, Calvin Ridley. I think it was 2 weeks ago, Calvin Ridley announced, or the team made the announcement that Ridley would be stepping away from the team for the remainder of the season, I think. And this is a kid, what, in his third or fourth year, or fourth or fifth year, you know, trying to take it over full time with Julio Jones moving on, an Alabama guy, national championships. You know, he's been in the face of pressure, and here he is in the prime of his NFL career stepping away for multiple games. So, again, I was not trying to tear down Teofimo Lopez Jr. whatsoever. I'm just concerned about some of these guys and what's going on. You know, and you hate to see guys out here, especially in a sport like boxing. You don't have no teammates. You don't have any offensive line. You know, you don't have any defensive line blocking for you as a linebacker, or say, you know, you out there by yourself with live punches coming at you. So I would like to see a lot of these guys enter the ring as the best version of themselves, which is what Calvin Ridley said his goal was in stepping away from football, was so that he could get right and return to the game in a better headspace and be the best version of himself as possible. Also on this Haney and Diaz card is welterweight undisputed champion. There's only a couple of them in all of boxing right now. And Jessica McCaskill, who you saw doing commentary on the fight this past weekend, the card this past weekend. She's taking on Victoria Noelia Bustos. I'm not familiar with Bustos, but she's on there. We also have Ohio in the building this weekend with Montana Love. This would be his first fight on the DAZN platform now that he's signed up with Matchroom Boxing. That's a 140-pound fight against Carlos Diaz, who's 29-1. Actually, he dropped Jose Zepeda back in 2018 in the fourth round of their fight. I'm not all that familiar with Diaz, but Montana Love is coming off of a big victory over Ivan Baranchyk, who, incidentally or coincidentally, had the knockout of the year loss to Jose Zepeda. Was that last year? So that's not a bad fight right there on the card. We also see heavyweight, rising heavyweight. I don't know. Is he a contender yet? I don't know. But Filip Hrgović, one of my favorite heavyweights, he's taking on Scott Alexander. And then also on that card is rounded out by super middleweight Alexis Espino, as well as Mark Castro, who is a super featherweight. So that's kind of the undercard action this week. Again, my favorite fight on the undercard has the most interest for me is young Austin Williams taking on Quatavious Cash. The way that Ammo looked against Dennis Dolan, I think, I would favor him in this fight. But again, Cash, like I said, this is he's 29 years old. It's time to shit it get off the pot. He's got to be what he's going to be. So, Ammo comes back. Again, I don't know where he is with his mental health. This is boxing. We don't have a lot. We can't follow up on these types of stories. I tried texting the kid a while ago because he came on the show. He came on for a live that we did. It was an interview you can find on the playlist. Very thoughtful dude, good personality. Was going in the right direction. A lot of stuff seemed to be in order for him. I wouldn't say he was bragging about how well his business was, but he was very proud about the resources that he had available to him to pursue his dreams in boxing. So his father is involved in his life and in his corner, but away from the ring, unlike Teofimo Lopez Sr. and a couple other guys. So I was really optimistic that he had a chance that he wouldn't be another case of a fighter beating himself. But like I said, what happened on social media with him last year was, very concerning. So I hope you would have thought they could have brought the kid back against an easier opponent. But I guess I guess they took a look at him and made a determination that, Quatavious Cash wasn't too much of a threat for him. I don't know. That's a lot to deal with for a young fighter. So I'm gonna check that one out. I want to see what McCaskill does as as an undisputed champion. I'll leave it at that. So and then Philippe Hergovich, I really was pissed off that the fight didn't happen with Michael Hunter. And Hergovich is another one of these dudes, he's looked good enough to not just be put in the ring with everybody. Maybe that's why Michael Hunter decided to go in another direction, or I don't know if the business broke that up. But, I think Hergovich has been an impressive guy in several of his last outings. I know the Alan Bobic cat would like to face Hergovich. Who knows if that's a possibility in the near future, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all I wanted to check in, was talk about that undercard fight that I was going to have my eye out for. We'll see what happens between Williams and Quatavious Cash. Again, Bite Down Boxing, don't let them count you out. Check the website out, www.bitedownboxing.com. And then appreciate you for rocking with Pay Me No Mind Sports and Entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. 1.